All right. C1x Updates. As always, I have no idea what episode number we're on. Doesn't really matter. I have done no work since the last video a few days ago. Haven't even touched it. Had other stuff I had to do. Gonna be another short video too, so you know that's normal as well. Last time we were working on changes to how the shot logging view looked, which was this. Buttons a little more spaced out, made these buttons instead of the cards that they were, and then we added footing up here, which I do like a lot. We're just going to keep rolling with some of these for as much time as I have, which is probably going to be like definitely less than an hour, but all right, are we good? We're good. So the last thing we did, I think, actually was move this toggle up here, and so now I got to figure out how I'm going to make use of the remaining space. What would be fantastic is to shot types and angles are always going to fit in the same row, so keeping these as is, but making flights and misses 2 rows, just so there's no scrolling at all. That would be great. So let me find where I have that. It's all round shot logging. It's somewhere. All logging. No, that's progress. Logging further up. I had to go further up. Here we go. All right, we might loop in ChatGPT to this. We'll see. So this is our shot entry widget. We are, where do I build the rows out? Down here. Row, toggle. That's fine. Okay, then we go size box. So I took a whole row out, which is, do I need to recalculate row height here? I mean, I should, right? I should do that. Row count equals 7. 1, 2, 3. So I have 6 right now. I'm trying to go for 8, actually. Available height divided by row count. So really what I'm trying to do is 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of this height. Available height divided by row count, and then final, let's just call it tall row height, is going to be equal to, so we're going to have 4 of those. And then I have the other 3 to work with for 2. So each of these needs to absorb half of, so row height times 1.5. And this might work. So the thought here is that I took footing out, so then we're going to make flight path and miss. Shot type row, release angle row, flight path row. I'm not even passing row height here. Why am I doing this then? What is button height? Button height is equal to row height times 0.7. Can't believe I'm not even, or is it in the size box? Sorry, hold on. I was looking at the wrong spot, wasn't I? Here we go. Tall row height. If it's times 0.7, then technically I should be able to fit 2 buttons within that row. Should be able to. This is also going to be a tall row height. Okay. What does that do here? Just spaces stuff out more. Should it be more than that? Am I not thinking about this right? I had 7 rows. I got rid of one of them. One row is gone. We only got rid of 1. 4 are staying the same height. So I had 3/7 of the available height for 3 rows previously, which worked. I took 1 out, so now I have 3/7 available for 2 rows. So it should be just 1.5 times the row height, right? It just looks like it should be spaced out more here, but it is not. It is not, you know? Available height. Where is available height coming from? Max H minus total padding, 8 times 2 minus spacing, 10 times row count minus 1. Am I actually adding spacing? I don't think I am. What happens if I do this? Okay. Sure. Row count minus. Should I do a -2 here? Does still seem to work. Space after label, just this is not, it's not fully spread out. It could be a little bit more. Container, max width, max height. Edges all, total padding is that. Max H, total padding minus spacing, 10 times. Column, I'm not even, like what if I throw this in here? Yeah, I mean that helped a tiny little bit. That's okay, I guess, for right now. I don't think this is actually going to work, though. I don't think I quite have enough space. I should, in principle, because I have 1.5 times row height should be the height of both of these rows. And button height is only 0.7, right? That's what I'm passing to all of them. Like flight passes, button height, yeah. So in principle, I should be able to take 2 rows here. Let's just try it. Let's go down to flight path row here. Footing row I'm not using anymore, am I? Or did I just change the footing row? No, it's gone. I shouldn't be calling it. I'm not calling it up here, am I? I commented the whole thing out. Okay, whatever. We can leave it there for now. Doesn't matter. Flight path row. Where do I build it? Right here. Row. Expanded. Yeah, I do take it back. I think I might just give this to ChatGPT. The expandeds always make me nervous with crashing stuff. And the page view builder, I'm not sure what the best option is here. All right, so row children, expanded button height. That's what the box is. Okay, so I did already have ChatGPT open here. Let's do this. Come on. All right. Go away. Be below code builds a row of flight path options and C1x. The expanded is called within a row. Instead of a single row of buttons, I want this to build 2 rows of buttons so that scrolling isn't required. I assume this means the page view builder. And we should not change the logic behind what options are represented, or what happens when they are pressed. Update the above to build 2 rows instead of 1, but to allow scrolling if overflow exists. Which a single child scroll view should accomplish that, just because it won't scroll unless... I assume that's the direction it's going to go in. Grid view. Will grid view do the same thing then? I assume. All right. Yeah, I've used grid view a few times in this app, but I am definitely not the most familiar with how to build it. All right, so we got to start here. Button height gets passed, font size is there. It wasn't there. Let me just look at this. So I had an expanded and then the sized box. So we redo. We got rid of the sized box. We have the grid view, padding 0, cross axis, main axis spacing. Let's set these to 0 to start with. Child aspect ratio of cross axis to the main axis. Button width, button height, actual options length. Button width, button height. This is interesting. Oh, okay. Sliver grid with fixed cross axis. Okay. Below isn't quite what I want. I want this to be 2 rows only and to scroll horizontally, not vertically, if required. Should be able to fit at least, what am I fitting, 4 buttons? To fit 4 buttons per row. At least 3 buttons per row without scrolling. And I only want minimal padding, maybe 4 between each button, both vertically and horizontally. Okay. All right, let's see what we get this time. Where? This is causing my button to ignore the set button width. It is now way narrower than it should be and is not readable. This happening. Where are we setting box constraints? Scroll direction, height, tile width. Okay, this is the direction I thought we were going in anyways. I want to use this option, but don't remove my button to a separate helper. Keep it as is. I already have the whole row within its own helper, so. All right, give this a try. Error. Why do we have an error? Comma. It would be great to, let's see here. Row, let's go, yeah, space evenly. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. All right. When there are less options shown than requires scrolling, is there a way to center them evenly across the row? Currently, if there are less than required, say there are only 4 buttons, then they are stacked on the left side. Okay. Let's do it. I wonder if I can do a button width is equal to this if actual options count length, not count, is less than or equal to 4 button width is equal to divided by 3 . I'm afraid to do the times equals to 2 because I'm worried it's going to like scale or something. Times 2. Maybe times 1.5. In which case I would need to update the button design. Ugh. Okay. Okay. That's a start though. So when we load in at the start, it's going to look like this. But then the second you start selecting options, it would be nice. On deselect, we update actual options. That's, I think, what I need to do. State, where's our selector here? On selected actual options. Is active. Actual options of controller animate to page. I don't need that anymore. It's not a page controller anymore, right? I think I don't use controller here. I don't. So let's get rid of some of this. Actual options of, yeah, can we do this? Can I call it like this? If, not worry of this, but we're gonna I want when the button is deselected for it to automatically pop up all the options again if a release angle is not selected, if that makes sense. Ooh. So that's only called when updating this widget. Interesting. Okay. Actual options equals widget dot options in its state. When is it called? That's what I don't know. Like, I don't know. Can I just do this? You know? Let me copy that just in case it's important. Let's do a reset. Maybe that does the trick. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Row heights. Now the question, can I get away with the same thing for the miss row? I could at least spell some of them out, which maybe that would help. Let's think here. So I could just put the icons in two separate rows, which is definitely an option. I could also like keep the directional arrows the same, maybe spell out like release angle here, and then I could spell out long, short, disk choice. Another option. I don't know. It's always the battle between like what's intuitive versus what just looks nicer. And I think just keeping it simple with icons looks nicer, but definitely would be more intuitive to write out long and short. And we return icon data. Man. And then it's just an icon, miss icons, yeah. Would it look better, does it? Because I can't spell them all out, right? I can't spell out left, right, high, low. I'm not going to have enough space for all of that. So I would have to keep some of the icons regardless. And then does it look stupid to have a mix of icons versus words? I'm inclined to say yes. It is. I don't know why this is my disk choice icon. Record. Not record. Radio, radio button. Button. No, radio button checked. Yeah. That's at least what I'm using everywhere else. Coming up with more changes here. Right now I'm just wanting to making notes on how to change some of the icons up here. All right, so if I wanted to keep, I'd love to keep the icons as is, but how to do that? Like they're square icons, so I can't really make them much bigger. I can space them out, although I just feel like that looks kind of weird. Maybe it's better. I really do want to avoid scrolling where I don't need to, and I have the room for it now. So I guess let's try this. Got my expanded. We're going to copy this expanded. Let's, oh, whoa. What do I need to tab out here? I don't know. All right. Copy. No, the whole thing. The whole thing is what needs to be tabbed out. Okay. Now let's copy. I'm going to go down to my miss row. I'm going to have the same thing here. So we're going to drop in this expanded. And then I just need to make everything match. Let's comment this out just so I can easily distinguish. All right, errors here. Bouncing scroll physics, horizontal, box constraints. Okay. Children, list generate. Is options map O. Am I doing it the same way? It's a list string. Yeah. Options. Actual options length. Actual options top index. Actual options top index. All right, widget on selected. Do we have? I have an on selected. Is a string. Okay. But we're not using a widget here. Right, it's just options. So this just becomes on selected. Isn't defined for type. No, just selected. Doesn't evaluate to a function, so it can't be invoked. What is, so on selected up here is a bool? No, it's a string. On selected is a value change string. Do I have the same thing down here? We've got on changed. On changed? Okay, now it doesn't like that. String can't be assigned to the parameter set string. Options is a list string. Then we've got widget on selected. Actual options top index, which actual options is the same thing. Actual options. And this on selected is a value changed string. This, it is a value changed set string. Okay, so what was I doing down here? Oh, I see. This is what we're doing. Okay. So on pressed becomes this. This needs to be the on pressed. I don't have selected anymore. Where was selected at? Here. Selected contains O. I don't have O anymore. Selected options map O. So this would instead be selected contains options top index, right? Can I just do a O is equal to options top index? Does that work? I do need a different type of button here. I gotta remember this. Miss icons O. All right, we've got icon in there. I need all of these. Base width, base height is active color label. We've got the on pressed. Let's just, to make sure I've got this right in here, let's just do this. And then let's drop all of this. And we're good. Okay, and then we've got the same thing here. Bottom index. I see. Final O bottom is equal to options bottom index. And then I should just need to do the same thing here. This icon's O bottom. Options bottom index on press should be good. Final cell bottom. And I need that, I assume, too. Cell bottom. New set equals selected. New set. Selected, I'd set that up above. O bottom, O bottom. On change, new set. That might work. Might work. Let's give it a reset and try it out. This is what I was expecting. Yes. Now we're good. All right, give me another reset there. I think it should be working now with the deselection. Yeah. I do like how they kind of counter each other here. That's kind of nice. What if I do this? Just to fill it out a little bit more. I think that looks a little bit nicer. Okay, well, we accomplished the taking up of more space, so that's good. All right, we'll go for about 10 more minutes here, I think. Maybe less. Increase of the row heights and text icon size accordingly. I would love to like increase the font size here, but it is tough to do. We can, let's go up to the flight path here. And we're going button width. Or no, it's down here. Font size, widget button height. Can we go like times 0.7? Is that crazy? That is kind of crazy. 0.5. It's not breaking anything yet. 0.5. Overhand. Everything fits except for overhand, and then it may not fit at all if on a smaller phone, which is the issue. I don't know. I think I'm going to run into all kinds of issues on stuff when I go to a smaller phone screen, but that'll work. Let me make sure that distance and execution have the same text size here. Button height times 0.75. Execution, button height times 0.75. Cool. I think we're good. Okay, I'm crossing those off. Done. Can't increase the font size and icon size anymore right now, and I wanted to wait to do them just because I knew I was increasing the row size, and that gives me the size I need to actually increase font size. I had the thought that the toggle should be permanently white with black text. Maybe we just do gray with normal and then both of the other options are white. I kind of like that idea. So let's go deep style presets. We've got, where would I have done it? Down here? Nope. Nope. Progress, slider, no. All shot logging, no. Up higher. Deep stats, toggle, logging, base colors. I think this is it. So the thought is that I go off-white soft for both. So we get normal, and then these are both white. Normal should be something different. I don't know what it should be. For every item that I check off, we add one more thing. But progress. It's progress. It's got to happen at some point. All right, permanently white with black text, like select options. Yeah, we're going to call that good. I like normal being a different color. That's fine. Okay, and then I wanted to flip the order of these. So I want deep stats to go first. Let's go deep stat round scorecard. I have so many files. It's kind of crazy. It's good. It's better organization than I had with Throw at the Pros, but it's a lot of files. Throwing categories, main landings. So I do need to flip the order here. Let's make this actually compact. And then we're going to grab this. Did I actually copy it there? Copy. And then we're going to drop it in right here. Choop. Perfect, and it flips my order too. Okay. Deep stats both on view and on progress box, which we're good. Let's just do a full reset just to make sure that that worked without any issues. Beautiful. Beautiful. Done. All right, and then whenever the confirm bar is pressed, I wanted to reset the page back. Do I have a controller for this? What is this? Size. Category label, return gesture, detector, carousel. That's progress bar. This is my carousel slider. I do have a controller. So let's say if I have the carousel and controller below, how do I programmatically set the page to 0? Just because I don't know exactly what the syntax is. It should just be a single line. Animate to page. And I wonder if it'll do it even if the page is already 0. That would be a good question. On confirmed, new hole, we do all of this. We've got set states here. And then we just do this. Page 0, duration, ease in up. Okay, let's do a reset, give that a try. So every time a shot is entered and they swipe the confirm bar at the bottom, I just want it to go back to the first page. So here we go next shot. Beautiful. If I do this, make sure this doesn't cause any issues. If I'm already on this page, we're just there. which is great. All right, let's go. Is 600 way too long? Maybe we'll go 500 for now. I don't know if that actually was faster. I know it's 100 milliseconds, so we're not talking about a long period of time here. But I like that. And importantly, if I go here, yeah, we're not swiping there. Perfect. Make limit for confirm bar. Okay, so currently right now, if you swipe the confirm bar like here, it just resets back. If it's over like 90%, then it will auto-complete. And I do want to make that barrier just a little bit less. So swipe confirm bar is on logging graphics, next shot swipe. And somewhere in here I have a widget lock progress else. I have the value that is actually my barrier. Gradient, stop, nothing there, nothing there. All right, I missed it somewhere. Drag percent controller value on horizontal drag update is animating. Plus in delta, primary delta. Drag percent, here we go. So 0.9, how far? Maybe like 0.8. Just because it looked okay here, but then it felt. Is that 0.8? Let's do a reset. And then we will probably call it after this, because the last item I have is the undo button, and that is, I do not have time for that today. So that's not 80%, that's 80. That feels like it should be 80. Okay, we're gonna go 7.5. And I think we'll probably call it there. Fairway, so like right around there maybe, yeah. I like that. Okay, the last item I have, barring like extra changes that I've written down below for shot logging, is to make the undo button work, because it doesn't work right now. So I might do that off video, I might not, but that is the last item to cross off shot logging. Once I'm done with shot logging, I go over this every video, I feel like, but I've got a little section of extra changes, which is just general updates throughout all the stuff we've been adding in this update. Pretty short list. And then we're back to updating graphics, which is the part I'm most excited about, which is mostly right now updating the composite wheel and the wave. The wave I think is going to be cool. But yeah, we'll call it there for today. So good progress on shot logging here. Got the order flipped, made some visual changes. Stuff is a little bit bigger, takes up more space. This now looks a little bit nicer. I do still need to update the buttons. Let me add that real quick. Update button pan and sizing on presses when fewer than 6 flight path options. Buttons look odd once a release angle is pressed. Okay, made that note. That's now at the bottom of the list. But yeah, good progress. Still like 5 days until I want to have this done, which is very doable. But gonna need to have a couple longer videos in there, I think. So we'll wrap it up there. As always, thanks to anybody who finds this after the fact. If there's something you want to see in C1x, I would love to hear it. let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you want to test. Let me know if you just want to chat. Maybe I can do a live stream at some point if someone actually wants that. But yeah, pretty excited to start getting this update out. Get some testing done. Maybe while I'm home for the holidays, we'll see. But yeah, I'll shut up now. Thanks again, and maybe we'll see you in the next one.